In this video, I'll be ranking Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight archive from the great to the legendary. Hello, world hoppers. Welcome to Cosmere Horizons, your one-stop shop for everything Cosmere. I love ranking things, and I love the Stormlight archive, and so I thought, why not do both? This is not going to contain spoilers, no major spoilers, not even really any spoilers, but I might be like, hey, I really liked this character's arc in this book, or I really liked this plot line in this book, and I will speak very vaguely to the point where it will not spoil or ruin your experience. I won't say anything that spoils a previous book either, so it'll be very vague on that front. Go ahead into the comments and type out what your ranking is for the Stormlight archive, because I want to see what it is. I think it's really cool to how big these books are and how they can be interpreted in so many different ways. Before we get started here, I am not going to include Edge Dancer or Dawn Shard, because they would be beneath the other five. However, I like Dawn Shard more than Edge Dancer. I love Lift, but not much else in this book. Dawn Shard I think is really cool from a Cosmere perspective, and I really like that. But yeah, so these would be at the bottom if I include them. Coming in last place, and the only book I hate on this list, Words of Rage. I kid. Coming in fifth place, and a book that I still do enjoy is Rhythm of War. I love Navani in this book. I love Kaladin in this book. I think there are moments in this book that are absolutely wonderful, but there's a lot that doesn't soar as high as the rest of the series. I really don't like Shallan in this book. Her arc is fine, but how it ends is just weird, and even like that whole plot line that she's on I don't like. Adolin's slightly better because he has the moments, but Shallan's just kind of there, and even that whole plotline, it's all right. I don't even remember the Immovable Offensive. Like, I don't even know what happens. Like, they fight, and then it's over. And also, I don't get the Mink. I don't get the Mink. Can someone explain to me the Mink? Just his character existing, I don't understand. Oh my god, and the flashbacks, I kind of enjoyed, actually. I don't get why people complain that much about them. I really enjoyed reading them. That was one of my favorite parts. I will say, Venli makes a very interesting protagonist present day. And by interesting, I mean pretty bad. However, I do still love this book because it has emotional beats that really just hit the heart where it hurts, especially near the end of the book. I think I got most emotional over this book's ending. However, I don't like the ending. Other than, like, emotionally it's satisfying, but it's just, I don't know. It's in a weird spot in my head. Also, The Dog and the Dragon. If you know, you know. And if you know, then you know. I'm gonna tell my kids the story of The Dog and the Dragon someday. Is that weird? Like, that's just, it's so good. That's like peak, that's the best part of that book. Coming in fourth place, and don't get mad, but it's my first ever Cosmere book, The Way of Kings. I absolutely love this book. It's what introduced me to the Cosmere, and there are parts of this book that, I remember I was like, I was reading along, I was somewhere along here, and I was like, I literally screamed and I started jumping in my bed. I have never reacted more to reading a book than this book right here. When the thing happens, you know what I'm talking about. When that happens, that's so cool. Honestly, I think Kaladin's phenomenal in The Way of Kings. Just his whole arc, his whole journey, absolutely smashed it out of the park. Dalinar and Shallan fall a little flat. Not like flat on their face, but not enough for me to elevate it more. However, the ending of this book is absolutely great. Love the ending for all three characters. I do love this book, and I'd love to put it higher, but what's holding me back is like these middle 500 pages. If you take out Kaladin, it is a slog. Like, the beginning is great, the ending is great, and Kaladin in the middle is pretty great, but everything else just kind of falls flat. Like, I love seeing this new world. I love it for every reason that you will see someone online saying why they love it. But the highs of the other books do soar higher for me personally. Coming in third place is The Brick. Now, some of you may have seen my review for this book, and I can definitely see my thoughts on this book going up and its ranking going up as time progresses. I absolutely love the plotting of this book. I love where our characters end. There's a certain character whose arc is my favorite, maybe one of my favorite arcs in the entire series. Like, it's absolutely great. There are super high moments of this book. There's not really a bad plot line. I could go on and on about what I love about this book. What makes it weird is the writing. This is the only time that Brandon Sanderson's writing has obstructed me from my enjoyment. It very overly explains what people are thinking and how they think about that, and it spoon feeds it to you over, like it's shoving it down your throat. And I'm like, I get emotions, I get people who feel emotions, and I can relate, but he tries to make it so like everyone can relate to every character, and it's just so it's overly explained, and it was a bit much. I think if that was trimmed down a little bit, this would be maybe not my favorite, but it would be higher. I don't know. I thought the pacing was great. There's so much I love about this book, the writing and a few plot things, but not many. Really got my way of enjoying it to its fullest. Coming in second place, we have Words of Radiance. I love it. You love it. You know why everyone loves it. It's just fun. It's just fun, action-packed. The stakes are high, but they get higher, so it's like it feels kind of like just, I don't know. This one I relate to the fun book. It's the best paced in the series. There's just the most moments that happen back to back to back to back that are just awesome, and it's just paced throughout the book. What holds it back from being number one is a couple things, but mainly Shallan's flashbacks I think are the worst in the series. Is that a hot take? It feels like a hot take. The impact of it is cool. Like for her character, that's great. I just think reading those chapters are boring. I rate the flashback chapters in my head about how enjoyable they are to read, not how much they impact the narrative. And Shallan's flashbacks were just a dredge to read through. And so they didn't really land for me, which is why Words of Radiance is not my number one spot. Coming in first place is Oathbringer. I love Dalinar Kholin. Oh my God. He's so cool. He's so cool. Best quote of the entire series is in this book. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe it didn't hit for you, but it hit for me because, dear Lord, it's so powerful. Everything just about this book. The flashbacks are great. I love Oathbringer so much. There's a scene in the flashback chapters that I mentioned in my Wind and Truth spoiler review. So go check it out there because I don't want to spoil anything here. But it's so just emotional. Oh my gosh. And then freaking Kaladin's great, Dalinar is great, Adolin's great, Alucard is great, Szeth is great, Shallan is fine as always. Pattern's really funny though. Has my favorite ending in the series, culmination of why I just love these books so much. Well, there you have it. That's my ranking of the Stormlight Archive. Let me know in the comments down below what your ranking is, and until next time, bye-bye. I ran out of water and my mouth is really parched.